Are you prepared to commit heresy and say that you can live with a little bit less of Magnificent Seven, or is it actually managed, this is not that frothy, relock, reload, engage?
Well, I think what might happen, what often happens, is that you get earnings, they're good, the stock pops, and then it sells off. And that's what happened in 22 all year. You had companies turning in 20, 25% earnings and revenue growth. A company like ServiceNow, it would rally after and then sell off. So I think if these stocks do pull back, you do want to step in and buy them because the valuations, as you point out, are not frothy. I've drawn an analogy to the 1990s. Mm-hmm. Just look at Microsoft as an example. It was trading at 51 times peak earnings in the late 90s, and now it's trading at 30-ish times not peak earnings. So I think there's room, particularly because these companies are much more robust, and there's a secular tailwind behind cloud still, and generative AI, for sure.
Well, on that point, Nancy, I mean, you've said it to us before, not all tech is created equal. Dan Ives writes that we believe the key narrative for fourth quarter earnings season is the beginning of the AI revolution hitting the shores of the broader tech landscape, being led by Nadella and Microsoft, along with the godfather of AI, Jensen and Nvidia. I love that, the godfather of AI. By the way, there's a picture out there. I showed it to Manis. It's Jensen wearing a pink tiara in China when he was doing his Nvidia tour. I highly recommend you go out and find it. But Nancy, is there any story besides AI this earnings season for tech?
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, if you just look at across the board, these companies were already robust prior to our enthusiasm around AI. But I think it will be the marginal differentiation when they report. Companies are now monetizing, led by Microsoft. I mean, I love that they put a Copilot key on the keyboard, first change in decades, I think. So I think you want to pay attention to how they're utilizing it. But as you pointed out, they're not all created equal. I mean, we unfortunately don't own Nvidia, but we do own what I call the poor man's AI, which is Broadcom. Sorry, poor man's Nvidia. I didn't have enough coffee.
Love that.
How do you do
man's
this?
Nvidia. I think that's brilliant.
Someone needs to get us more.
No, I gotta. That's like living in poor man's Kensington. I've got an apartment.
That's
in
where I live.
I've got an apartment in poor man's Kensington. But what is it that would make me go across the bridge? And is there anything that would make you buy Nvidia? If you've got the poor man's Nvidia, are you happy enough with that as your exposure per se to a sector? Or what is it that would make you buy some Nvidia?
I mean, we're looking for an entry point. You just can't chase these things on the way up. That volatility happens on the way down. So we use relative price to sales ratio. The stock is attractive based on that basis. But the other side of that argument, Manis, is that I sat and watched Amazon for about 10 years and said, I don't get it. There's no earnings. Classically traded, it's up 175,000% since the IPO. So with these generational growth stories, I should probably take my own advice and just jump in.
I never listen to myself. Danny, jump in here.
Well, why are we listening to you?
Everyone else listens to you, Nancy. So yeah, that's a great question. On the sort of idea of integrating AI, some of these, not old tech players, but old relatively. You mentioned Microsoft, but Microsoft's investing in OpenAI. What do you think of Apple, for example, saying that we're going to incorporate more AI in our next update for our iPhone? Do you care about something like that, or is it just something buzzy, but ultimately it doesn't change the fundamental story?
I think it's the latter, Danny. I mean, one of the things about Apple, we own a small piece. We used to own it. It was our largest holding. We started buying it in 2012. But one of the things you have to pay attention to is share buybacks, because that will put a floor under the prices of these stocks. And so Apple may be a stock you buy on that basis, I'm sorry to say, and not necessarily on the fundamentals. But I think AI will help a company like Amazon, which is utilizing it in advertising, and that, in fact, will drive revenues pretty dramatically, $5 to $8 billion in 2024. So we like the names, and we also like old economy companies that are utilizing AI, and that, to pivot, and that's been a theme for our portfolios.
You also talk about margins. I mean, sometimes it's great to talk about the big headline froth and AI. I'm going to pay $20 to use AI in my own life. I think that's quite a low price. That's the one thing that surprised me. I think, actually $20, I think people would pay an awful lot more. But you talk about the robustness and the lovely word, the imperviousness of margins. So who has the strongest margins?
Well, I think a lot of the software companies. So I'd take a look at, like, we call Adobe the unsung hero of AI, simply because they really do have a lot of use cases for AI in their model. So I like Adobe, I like ServiceNow a whole heap, even though it's been up and up and up. We also like the cyber names, so Palo Alto Networks. You really want to focus on great CEOs that were able to deliver earnings growth in 2022 and improve, or at least flat margins in 2022, which is a Pyrrhic victory. And now what I think you'll see is continued growth in the leverage these companies have to margins. So I like, and then the free cash flow stories like Amazon.
Nancy, I can't help but wonder, for a lot of the up and coming AI, last week, for example, there was this headline that the Google DeepMind scientists were leaving and were going to do their own startup. Think of the big startups, OpenAI, I mean, barely a startup anymore. It's massive. OpenAI, Anthropic, those kinds of names. Are public investors at a disadvantage? Is it really you need to be a private investor who can get into these companies to really capture the growth in up and coming in AI?
I mean, that is such a great point. Yeah, I think if you really want the initial pops, but if you go back in appreciation, if you go back to just the example of Amazon, you can still make a lot of money after the IPO, even though companies are waiting a longer time to IPO. I do think if you don't have access to private equity, then you try to nibble around the edges, and that also proves to be a pretty profitable strategy.
Nancy, can I just say I'm really excited for when you next join us to hear if you've bought Nvidia or not?
Oh. Me too.
I think that's going to be the first question. That's absolutely so. Giving you advanced warning to prepare yourself.
One share on the way.
Will it ever have a temper? Will it ever have a correction? That's the question.
It has. I mean, it got into our buy range
yeah.
for about 10 minutes a couple of years ago.